Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 67 of our ongoing quest to rank every 8-bit Nintendo game released in North America. I am Jeff Gerstmann. I am here as a humble scientist to uncover the secrets of this ancient platform. So that we may all come away from it a little more learned. We've got another fresh batch of games. If you would like to, influence the list, now is the time. You can join the advisory panel today. You can go to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann and sign on up. Join the advisory panel, and you can suggest games for this list. As these folks have, Adam and Raymond both wanted to see this one. And I want to say I rented this game at one point, but I can't say for sure. Wait, why is that? Okay. There we go. I was like, why is that being weird? There we go. Let's head over here. Make sure that we're all set up to go. That's the wrong one. This is the right one. Hello. It's time for a game from your friends at Sofel. It's Wall Street Kid, featuring Wall Street Kid, Priscilla, the pricey prima donna, Larry. Larry is the white guy. People think he's funny. He's a real estate investor who makes a lot of money. Stanley is clocking lots of dollars. I mean, they've all got gold. Doc, the bogus boat salesman. Boat salesman is one word, is very good. Cal, the cranky car dealer. Okay. Ted, the tough stereo man. What's a stereo man? Is he one of these guys? Is he like at the Jamaican, is he toasting? Is he a selector, or is he the guy who is he going bum bum bing? You know, is he that? Like what? Okay, I hit, okay. Trying to start the game. Hello, I'm Larry, a lawyer employed by your distant uncle, Mr. Benedict. That guy is dead. You may be eligible to inherit over $600 billion in assets. That's, that's a lot of money. Especially for 1990. Is this an Adam Sandler movie? What, I gotta prove myself? Okay. Here's 500 grand with which you must turn a profit through the stock market. If all I have to do is turn a profit, then, okay. Like, we're gonna put this in a savings account. There you go. Use the profits to uphold the Benedict standard of living, pamper your sweetheart, and move into a decent $1 million house. A decent $1 million house. You know, in this day and age, there are plenty of $1 million homes that are not decent. Man, 1990. Mr. Benedict's grandfather owned a castle. I don't know. Several $1 million for the castle. What? Did they need to set the game on April Fool's Day? Is that why did we? Okay. The Wall Street Times. Interest rates have risen. Growth stocks grow. That's the hot data. The Fireman's Fund, Crier, Rebucks International, Pterodyne, Strayhound. That's a good representation of a phone ringing. The phone's already been picked up. What's up? I'm Ralph. Larry told me you want to buy a house? I don't know. Ralph, I don't know if you know how real estate works, but I've got $500,000 in cash. If I could put, 2 of that on a down payment, you should have no problem writing me up a loan for $1 million house. I hate this already. Ugh. It took an hour for me to figure out what that button did. Oh, don't fall for these fucking consultants, man. All right, so we don't have any holdings whatsoever. Yapple. Pterodyne and Rebucks seem like they're, more reasonably priced stocks. And they were listed as something that was doing well. What's Centipede do? Sea Schlob. Or am I buying it too late? That's the thing, is like... How many lots? How many stocks are in one lot? Is it one? Oh, okay, no. All right, we bought some stocks. We got some time to kill. Let's go on a picnic. Oh, that's right. I forgot that they were poisonous. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. That's on me. Well, some hours have passed. What's the word? Nothing. No word. Does the stock price only change daily in this? That seems like that'd be a reasonable way for them to do it. Well, it was, maybe this will... There. Interest rates on the rise. Hot Stocks Bulletin. See, I would think anything that's appearing in the Hot Stocks Bulletin is probably... you're too late on it, right? Well, Reebok was still in the top stocks list here, but let's... Yeah, so it went up another point. We need to get my man Beaks on this. We need to find out about the frozen concentrated orange juice futures. Well, I don't really have a lot of money left to buy other stocks, so I'm pretty tied up into Reeboks. So, I mean, I could take out a loan. It takes money to make money. We could move out of Reebok a little bit. Or we could, go to a carnival. What am I doing? Why am I even making all this money? My lady never sees me. All I do is work out and fucking buy stocks. Reeboks is still in the Hot Stocks International. Oh. Would athletic shoes pricing be impacted by a single gym being under investigation by the health department? I don't know. Did I leave the machines sweaty and now that's why they had to shut it down? Did I do this? Okay, well, it's time to get out of Reebok. Let's get, should we get all of it out, or, Let's leave... Let's leave some money there. Schlob at 35. It's been going up lately as well. So if interest rates keep rising, maybe they will eventually crash. Speculative and growth stocks are currently the hot ones, but it's hard to, I don't know what the, wait, we want information on some of these. Maybe the text about them will tell us. There's Rattel Toys. It's not really a growth stock. High but seasonal. So maybe we get into that, in what, like October or something. I guess we're only playing for a month, though, right? That's okay. So maybe that's not even a... capable of major growth. We're getting into Yapple. Oops. Well, I can't do that from here. I've got to back all the way out. Okay. Now do you want to do something? You only have 2 hours for me, huh? Well, the gym is under investigation, so maybe I'll go hiking. Sorry. Hiking trail closed. It's 2:15. Let's knock off. I hate this. The music is... All right. Rebucks is out of the hot stock. All right, we're going to liquidate our position in Rebucks. The music is driving me nuts. Pan Mam is for 28. Take a flyer on it. Sure, why not? Hey. What else are we sitting on here? We're down $1 on Yapple. Schlob and Pan Mam holding steady, I guess. Priscilla do be shopping. I'll come back tomorrow and get it from you. I'll get tomorrow's tip. Hot Stocks Bulletin! Oh, no. All right, let's see if she's got a tip. Ha! 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 All right, well. We're still down $1 on Yapple. I don't know if I want to cash out of it with a loss like that, but Pan-Mam was still in the hot stocks. Schwab was not. Schwab went up $1 though, so that's not terrible. Maybe we move out of Yapple and move heavy into Strayhound and assume that her stock tip is correct. And we're taking a loss on this, but it's, hey. We're still up overall. But Strayhound's been going up. I mean, well, whatever. They may consider expanding its product line, but what if they don't? Kaufman's been sitting at 0 this entire time. Playing this like I play horse racing. Just like, what are the cool names? It's not morning sickness, is it? Just tell. Listen. Can I look out the window? No. Oh. This is abysmal. I hate this. Oh, okay. Great. I can't take much more of this. Every day, interest rates go up another 0.5%. That's a terrifying. All right, blue chip and speculative stocks swim above the drowners. Bethlehem Steel. Hello, this is Ralph. John Feld? I'm not going to buy John Feld's house. I know what he does in there. Present credit status doesn't show any acquired assets to be applied against a loan, so you'll have to have the cash up front. Really? I have this office, I'm buying stocks, but like, my credit is so bad. Oh, yeah, all right. I'm not going to have $1 million by Saturday. This is a fucking miserable video game. It said blue chip stocks were going to be on the rise, so maybe it's a good day to get back into Yapple. Yapple Dapple. All right, we're gonna get out of Strayhound. Like, it'd be great if I could, like, you know, hit a button here and buy and sell. Like, go look at my list of stocks. Like, the interface is fucking terrible, dude. I can go into information, and we can go down to Kaufman, and what's this? Cyclical. Interest rates going up are going to impact the housing market, so home builders, especially homes in Florida, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. We picked a stinker. Man, can't even get a good workout in. Like, don't I need to be out, you know, hanging out at hotel bars and fucking doing lines and stuff? Like, what, you know? Prior, YBM, Xerox, Boeing, AT&T. Like, what does this matter, dude? What does it matter? Like, if I do any of this stuff, like, you know, can my health go bad if I don't work out? You know, if I... All right. Yapple on the rise. I think it's just time to hold. We're going to hold those positions. See if we can... I wish it would just say the cost of a lot, or if this just dealt in different, smaller numbers that were easy to deal with. Because, like, I don't know how many stocks are in a lot. How many do I... You know, I have $34,000. How much do I need to actually... Yeah, see? There's just a lot of interface stuff here that is garbage. $2:15, market's closed here on the West Coast. I didn't realize time just passed. I just want to go hiking. I haven't been hiking once. I haven't been hiking a single time. The idea that, like, oh, you've got to keep your honey happy, and the seemingly the way to do it is to take her shopping because she refuses to go to the carnival. Let's go on a picnic after all the shopping, I guess. Number goes up. All right, that's the same market data we had. We could go buy a tip. And, you know, sell everything we have to get into whatever the tip says. Oh, Plutosos. Local rock band hits Stone City again by storm 3 days after their sold-out concert. Who cares? I mean, whatever. You gotta have flavor, right? But, like, the game feels so undercooked in terms of the information it is giving you. Wait. How much is YBM? Oh, that's way more expensive than Yapple. But it's going up more. I mean, you know, there's definitely something to be said for that being a big mover. Crier has been on the move. I don't have enough cash to do this. Now do you want to get... No? Will she ever... Do you think she'll ever go to the carnival? What? No! He looks so excited. All right, so I guess we're blowing all day tomorrow. Well, I guess we don't trade stocks on Saturdays, so whatever. Should I move all the way into YBM because that's where the biggest movement has been? Crier has been doing real well. Let's move out of some of this stuff and into Crier for now. I guess a poodle. Fuck these dogs, you know? Like, Priscilla seems like a poodle type of lady. Interest rates dropping. Okay, blue chip and cyclical stocks. I can't do this much longer. This is terrible. This is fucking terrible. I How am I supposed to have this money by fucking Saturday? I haven't even made 100 fucking grand. I guess I'm just not making moves fucking fast enough, huh? Alright, let's liquidate our positions here and what was it? It was blue chip and cyclical stocks were. So Rattel seems like maybe a good. We should get out of no, that's okay. Crier was a blue chip stock, I believe. We go to the carnival now that you have a dog? You know I love to shop. I don't know, why would there be a family on the hiking grounds? It's constantly closed. I feel pretty good about my current positions. I mean, if I can get into Pan Mam with the 22 grand I got left. Do I have enough to buy like one? No. Thank you for including that noise and how long it goes. But these 83-year-old women keep winning these marathons. It's crazy out here. All right, here we are, April 20th. What can I... Now can we go to the carnival? Hey. Yeah, they say, you know, there's ways you can reduce your, you know, if you have a nausea. Oh, that's the whole day, huh? Hey, don't forget the $1 million you need tomorrow. Let's see what happens when we don't have the money, I guess. I don't know. Like, fuck, I hate this. I fucking hate this. I've been working very hard on this deal. Now I hear you don't have enough cash? Fuck you, Ralph. Oh, okay. Sure. I thought that maybe there would be like another house or something, but apparently that's the only house that has ever existed for sale. And then we get this like stencil game over font. Like, what a piece of shit. It's like people love to joke about Wall Street Kid. I feel like I must have loaded it up at some point years and years ago, and this is like it. You have to physically reset the game. No start button, no nothing gets us out of this, which is very, very cool of them. Because of how serious what just happened was. What a fucking miserable game, man. I'm surprised. For the amount of you know, fun jokes that people have made about Wall Street Kid over the years. It's a really terrible experience. The music, I mean, you know, the game only takes up the top half of the screen most of the time. Your girlfriend, the way they represent her is like fucking hilarious. Like, it's terrible. It's like, I love to shop. Yes. Can I have a dog? We never did get to see that hiking trail, unfortunately. Yeah, it's no Solomon's Key. It's not as good as Solar Jetman Hunt for the Golden Warp Ship. You know, it's no Low G Man, the Low Gravity Man. It's worse than The Little Mermaid. You know, like that type of simulation, you could do it so much better. And it could have been so much. This was 1990. This was not like, and maybe it came out earlier in Japan or something like that, but like everything about the interface and the way you interact with it is like the maximum number of button presses and miserable like menu navigations. All the menus are slow for a game that is just a menu game. The menus are terrible. And I'm unhappy about that. that game for sure. It's certainly worse than Kung Fu Heroes. It's no Dragon Power. You'd be better served by a copy of Greg Norman's Golf Power. Oh, I'd much rather play Magic Johnson's Fast Break. Now this is starting to look like our kind of territory. It's worse than Vegas Dream. Hmm. Is it worse than Dash Galaxy and Alien Asylum? Like, that's a tough one. It's, I mean, that's a real bad game. Is it worse than Family Feud? It's worse than Skate or Die 2. It's worse than Skate or Die 2. It's worse than A Nightmare on Elm Street. Is it worse than Family Feud? That's a really bad Family Feud. But that's a game. Like that. This is just so utterly meaningless. But it's better than Best of the Best Championship Karate. And it's better than Dash Galaxy in Alien Asylum. But it is not better than Monster Truck Rally. And so it is our new number 356. Yeah, what a thing, man. You could certainly do stock trading games, that's not the worst idea in the world. But that's a pretty poor implementation of it, that's for sure. And so there you have it at 356. Congratulations to Adam and Raymond who wanted to see that. Now we have Adam, I believe it's a different Adam that wanted to see the next game. This is an interesting one. It's Target Renegade. That you would think like, is this a sequel to Renegade? Which is a really weird concept, considering... And like, yes. Like, yeah, it is. If you look at it, like, this looks like they were trying to kind of make a Renegade, another Renegade, and but like, it's a weird... It doesn't feel like it has any, like, a whole lot of connective tissue to the first game. It feels like, if I'm just guessing here, but based on like the origins, like the UK origins of this game, that it's one of those situations where like, oh, we got the rights to use the name Renegade, and then we got the rights to make sequels based on it, even though they are not like, official, which is something that happened a fair amount. Ready to rumble. Mr. Big has got your brother. Go get him. Good luck, kid. Press fire to rumble. Let me figure out which one's the fire button. Get the biker. Yuck. Watch your back. I like the little tips at the bottom. So bad. Like I mean, at least they make it easy for you to just like time it and take those motorcycles out, because that's something that could be a miserable game-breaking bad time. Okay, so if I push down and kick, we'll do this little... If I push up and kick, we do a little, you know, a little jump kick. If I push down and punch, I will crouch. So it's like they tried to imbue this with, like, you know, a lot more control stuff than the original Renegade had. It's just weird to see, like, oh, okay, like, you know, Ocean or whoever, you know, not Ocean, but I guess Taito published this, but that they... I mean, ultimately, I guess what this is it's kind of a Western take on, like, a Kunio. Like, it's a strange... It's just so strange. Go right. Oh, look at this fucking guy. Yo, dude. Good. Oh, even better. Good. Yo, dude. Give your name, dude. This is kind of a jam. Mr. Big's got your brother. Push fire to rumble. And like, I see my life going down a little bit, but it just doesn't... I don't see attacks from these guys that look like they're really connecting. It's not a good... It doesn't look good. Like, you see these little bits of animation coming out of them for like a split second, like a frame or something, and then you see your life go down ever so slightly. Good, good. Nice to at least have a game with decent music after Wall Street Kid. What the fuck? Like, ah! What the fuck? What kind of monsters made this game? It's like they, you know, if you look at the animations and the moves and the general look of the character, it doesn't feel like they wanted to make a sequel to Renegade. It looks more like they were like, well, Double Dragon is, you know, very popular. Like, this sprite looks more like the Double Dragon sprite than anything else. It's just bizarre. And these weird dudes who have never heard of Leg Day in their lives walking around with these John Silver ass arms. This game is like an affront to Renegade. Which is a crazy thing to say, because it's not like Renegade on the NES is like an amazing game. And because of the way that up and down result in different attacks, like if you step in and you have to very deliberately make sure you're not holding down when you hit attack, because only the front kick seems to hit. What a piece of shit this game is. Are you kidding me? Rest a while, Jack. Get ready for the next garage level. 2. What's up here on 2? More motorcycles. Boom, boom, boom. Could have used some more variety in the music, I'll say. Or variety across the board, really. Can I, wait, do I have to go the other way now? This is revolutionary. Pick it up. Bang. That's a real Action 52 ass noise there. That bang. Bang. Oh, I can headbutt also. Look at this terrible headbutt animation. Go to the left. This is something. Oh, yeah. Really? Ah! I can't like we fought the same guy. Well done, kid. Gotta keep going like this. Not far from the phone now. But wait, is there a phone? Okay, here's this guy. Now these guys look like trouble. Oh, I didn't get the heart. Shit. Look at these fucking characters. Look at this. Look at this ugly ass video game. Oh man, I can't. This is how many of these assholes must we face? And then when they're not holding the bat, they erratically move because they are trying to get the bat and don't seem to be able to get there. And so the easiest thing to do is to just let them go for the bat. No, let me get the fucking heart. But oh my god. Oh. It double dragoned us. No more bats. I made it to the phone. Oh, God. What? Look at this freakish... Oh. We get to continue, huh? Oh, no. Don't make me do this. That guy I was fighting there at the end looked like a human beef jerky. You can't crouch while you're holding a weapon. And so I don't know if I can... Oh, there, I did. He did it. If I hold down A and then hit down. Okay. See? Like, he gets out of the way because he's trying to get back to the bat, even though he's standing on it. Like the enemy move, this is so bad. The way, just the way they react to a bat being available on screen is like really crazy. All right, I have no idea how to hit this guy. He moves so fast in your direction, too. He's just like, no, I'm going to match every move you make speed-wise, and... It looks like a block animation that he's doing there. I don't even know if these punches are landing. Oh, boy. You know, I've looked at this game before at some point, and I was like, I came away from it going like, oh, that game seems really shitty. Ha ha ha. But really, like, trying to play it and think about it really sets in fast just how astounding that game really is. And again, it's got that, you know, it has that whole thing going on where it's not even an official sequel to the thing. It's just like, hey, we got the name. It's like that Strider sequel that US Gold put out. That's a truly terrible video game. I'm impressed, I guess I would say. Where's Renegade on this list these days? 281. This is significantly worse than that. Right? I mean, let's look up the list here. I mean, yeah, it's not as good as NES Play Action Football. It's no Jaws. It's no Solstice, the quest for the staff of Deimnos. I mean, is it better than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylus? I don't think I could say in good conscience that it's better than that. Like, scientifically speaking, no. It's worse than that. It's no Thrilla's Surfari. It's no isolated warrior. You would be better off with a copy of Captain Skyhawk. Man, Captain Skyhawk looked so cool when you saw pictures of it. You're like, oh, look at that jet. It's fucking sick. And then you get it and you're like, oh, man. Milton Bradley shouldn't be making games. It's no Puss in Boots' Perrow's Great Adventure. It's certainly worse than Renegade. Like by a lot. Like it's you know, it has more moves. It does the thing that like you can tell it's a computer game where even though it has two buttons, a punch and a kick, it still has this thing of like, oh, if you kind of hit the button and push down, it does this, up it does this. Like I want to say Double Dragon for the Commodore 64 did that as well, and maybe some other C64 games, but it's really, it ends up leading to a situation where, you know, if as you're moving up and down to dodge enemy attacks or to get in there, and especially that boss that only takes damage from the front kick, you know, if you're pushing down to get in line with him, you need to make sure you're very deliberately letting go of down and then hitting the button, and you know, like it leads to awkward control scenarios that like good games don't do that. Good games don't have you don't use inputs like that as well as for walking, you know, as well as having you walk up and down. They know better. But this was a different time. And they didn't know better. Target Renegade is certainly worse than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's no Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Home Alone is more interesting in every single way. But it's not like Home Alone plays super well either. This is, you know, I feel like we're kind of getting there. It's worse than RoboCop 2. It is worse than Pinball Quest. It is worse than the Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. Defenders of Dynatron City is one of those games that every time we cross it on the list, I go like, ooh, because that is a game that in my heart is a terrible, terrible thing. But, you know, when we let the science guide us, this is worse than Defenders of Dynatron City. It's worse than American Gladiators. American Gladiators is like good by comparison. It is worse than Kid Cool and the Quest for the Seven Wonder Herbs. But I don't know that I could say it's worse than The Simpsons Bart versus the World. Like it's, you know what? This game's a little bit worse than Rampage. But it's like, it's better than Baby Boomer. Is it better than Baby Boomer? Oh, all right. Baby Boomer's gone. Caveman Games, Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. Like, you know, let's think about this. It's better than Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. Is it better than Caveman Games? I guess, you know, no. It's really not. Caveman Games is no good. It's you know. The Caveman Games is no good. It's better than Caveman Games. It's better than Baby Boomer. It's our new number 338. Really splitting hairs here on some of this stuff. These are close. These are close. Very close together, these ones. But our new number 338 is Target Renegade. I kind of want to go see the computer versions of that, because I bet in context, some of those games are probably okay. Like, did Target Renegade like originate on the Commodore 64 or on the Spectrum, or like was it one of a computer game first, and then they put it on the NES, or yeah, what did they? Yeah, I don't know what the situation is there. That's a story for a different day, I suppose. But Target Renegade's a real weird one. Let's see here. I don't know. I've never heard of this. It's got the Hudson B on it, so we feel good about it going in. Iceman 2343 wanted to see this one. We're finally getting to it. It's a 1990 game. 89 and 90 from your friends at Game Freak. And it's called Mendel Palace. I have no idea what to expect with this. All right, we can pick any of these outer edges here. We can't go to the castle in the middle just yet. Let's go here. Okay, we got some stars. Okay, we're collecting the stars. All right, we've collected all the stars, but that did not end the stage. But it did make this... Did that make this thing appear, or did I... Okay, we need to smash them into the wall. Got it. Oh, look at that. So can I jack all these guys like that? Yeah. Get bent. Oh, I see. Give him the business. All right. So, pretty straightforward, really. Oh, we made this. Okay. So we can make the stars come back. We can kind of double flip there a little bit. So if I just don't really hold these guys off, huh? Oh. Bomb bonus. Just like getting a bunch of cherries digging through the dirt, you just gotta pick the right path and just get them all at once. this is fine. This is, you know, like, hey, here's a little arcade game for you. You know? It's like pleasant. I'm gaffling them. Gaffling them up. Nighttime for y'all. Oh. Hi. Hello. Oh. Oh, geez. Baka Baka, indeed. Oh, I finally got too brazen, and it cost me. Oh, that guy's hopping. These guys are... We got hopping mad mohawk dudes now. That's an additional consideration. Can I walk on these? These are blocks. Okay. But if I break them, then I can walk on them? Okay. And I can smash them into those blocks as well. I screwed this up, didn't I? No, I can... Okay, I can still walk on those. It's not a problem. But if I gotta get all these, too, that might be... Oh, I gotta hit them twice, too. There, did I do it? No? Still 1 star somewhere. Oh. I got it. Oh, okay. Maybe. The number went to 0, so... Weird enemies. Try to get in there and collect that, and then... Ah! These guys are coming at you. Having never heard of this game prior to this, this feels like a game like that fell out of UFO 50. You know, it's like, hey, look at this single screen arcade game. We came up with some weird rules for it. Like, it just has that feel to it. Oh, man. Yeah, pushing them back is, it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. Looks like I can continue. Let's look at another stage here. Yeah, you get hung up between wanting to collect the stars and also give those guys the business, and it's very easy to mess that up. What are you drawing? What? I can't change that anymore. He's graffitied. Is that a cool bonus star I can get? Guessing not. Yeah, it just locks it in place. Can I, like, walk over it to make it? I guess not. It's a neat little twist, I guess. Oh, I turned around and hit the button, but apparently I did not time it well. Oh, these pieces cannot be interacted with at all either. Okay. Oh no. Come back down here so I can kill you. Oh, they get going fast, huh? Okay. This is a charming video game. Very, very much so. Cool. Mendel Palace. Who knew? Game Freak, huh? Again, the Hudson name on there. That's got a lot going on. You know, like a very cool, like seemingly very straightforward, but obviously as we kind of get into the different levels, you know, you're seeing crazier enemies. You're seeing situations that fuck with your ability to manipulate the floor, like you run out of flips on the floor. Bonus stages, hidden stuff. There's an interesting level of depth there. That's if you liked playing Magic Garden or whatever in UFO 50, you should probably check out Mendel Palace. It's not really that much. That's not really that similar, I guess, but that kind of vibe, I guess. I don't know. It's always neat when you see like a weird, like, hey, here's a kind of single screen arcade game style thing that sort of fell out of space. And you're like, wait, where did this come from? And Game Freak made it before. I guess not before. Yeah, well. Huh. That's cool. I am happy to have taken a trip to the Mendel Palace. It's certainly better than Target Renegade. You know, it's a better game than Castle Quest. It's better than Magic Johnson's Fast Break. It's better than Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Pool of Radiance. Is it better than the Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's better than the Taito version of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's better than Galaxy 5000 Racing in the 51st Century. Yeah, it's better than Conquest of the Crystal Palace. It's better than Spelunker. It's better than Kicks. That's a weird one. That's another one of those things. Like, I don't think it's better than Kicks in a general sense, but this version of Kicks, I always have to qualify that because I know, you know, like there are people who have not seen every episode of this and have heard me talk about Kicks and my love for it. Kicks is one of the greatest games of all time. Better than Russian Attack. Is it better than Akari Warriors? I guess it is. You know, there's a lot more going on in this than there is in some of these other kind of single screeny kind of games, but because a lot of these are just arcade ports, and you know, it's hard to get excited about the, you know, this NES version of Pac-Man because it's a funky version of the game. I was reminded most of all of a game like Bubble Bobble playing this, which is weird because it's not the same, you know, orientation on the screen and whatever else. But I think this is better than the NES version of Bubble Bobble. That's pretty easy to say. It's better than that NES port of Smash TV. Is it better than Wrecking Crew? Yeah, yeah. Yes, it's better than Wrecking Crew. It is better than Ice Climber. It's better than this funky port of Archon. It's better than Palamedes, which is a cool game. Hmm. Hmm. This is getting tricky here. It's better than Abadox. It's better than Muscle Tag Team Match. It's better than the NES version of Bonk's Adventure. But I think that might be where it stops. It's no Karnov. It's, is it better or worse than Double Dragon 2? It's worse than Double Dragon 2. It's our new number 72. Congratulations. The Game Freak for, finally hitting the big time. With Mendel Palace. A strange name for a game, I suppose. That puts 410 games on our list, which is it's a lot of games. It's a lot of games. There you have it, number 72. Thank you to Iceman2343 for suggesting that one. What do you say we play another Black Box classic? I think it's time. Here's a little something. It's called Soccer. Yay. I don't know. I must have played this at some point. I must have, because I feel like all these early games, for a while, that's almost all there was. Let's be Brazil, because they're probably good. Yeah. So like a lot of these early games, it looks like I don't really necessarily have full control over who I control. On defense, it'll sort of switch players seemingly automatically as the ball moves across the field here. And, What? Oh, okay. Was that good? No? Offsides? What? Come on. You're going to have offsides in this? Oh, there we go. The movement's weird because, it kind of, they kind of do some ball stuff with it, in terms of like, you can't just change direction immediately because, because you're kicking a soccer ball. And so the momentum is very different from a lot of other sports games of the era. And here it automatically walks me out after that. I don't really have a button to fucking kill this guy. Like, that's the problem with this game, is I don't really feel like on defense I've got a good Like, it just feels like I'm trying to get to the ball, which maybe that's for the best, but like, you know, maybe that's honest or something. But it feels like stealing the ball is like when they kick it out on a dribble. If you are there first, you take control of it, you know? Especially if you're kind of hitting one of these, like the pass or the shoot buttons, then you're kind of getting your hands on it a little bit. Also, I'm controlling the goalie the entire time, which is weird. Faked him out. Very straightforward, but like not necessarily in a bad way. Like it's I feel like unlike a lot of other sports games that involve like you trying to jostle a ball or a puck or whatever away from an opposing player, like this, you see how you do it here. It's not just get close to the player and mash the button and hope that you strip it like a lot of basketball games were. Again, it's like, okay, like as they're dribbling the ball, you have an opportunity to walk in there, put your foot on the ball and take it. And there's something very, I don't know, like refreshing about that. Their goalkeeper really doing great. The opposing team's fans are going to murder that man in the parking lot after the game, I believe, is how that works. I'm surprised. I'm enjoying this way more than I thought. Like again, there's a simple honesty to this game that I think you don't get from a lot of other like sports games of this type. Your hockeys and basketballs and like this type of team sport. And on higher skill levels, I'm sure that the goalie is better at doing goalie shit. This is the offside stuff is maybe the thing that feels the weirdest because like why is that happening? You know, like it's not immediately clear why offsides is getting called. Just walk through the middle of it and steal the ball from him. Oh, missed it. Okay. Oh, nope. So is it because I'm walking a defender up? Is that offsides? Is it, you know, like 3 in the key? What, you know, what's the situation? Is it a backcourt violation? Like, you know, give it to me in language I can understand. Nil. A clean sheet. So let's try skill level 5 and see how we feel about it. Yeah, I mean, much more aggressive play. For sure. Right, and I need to move my own goalie here. It's hard because you're moving your players around and then also the goalie is moving whatever way. You know, the goalie is moving and you're not necessarily intending for that to... Good. Goalie coming out to just take it from me. Good. That's ultimately probably better. The kind of interesting thing with that, you know, is it's very easy for you to accidentally walk away from the ball because as they're touching the ball and you're kind of changing from offense to defense mode, you know, without realizing it, that sometimes that's, you know, you think you're walking a direction with the ball, but you're not even dribbling it anymore. And turning around with the ball is actually very difficult because it's very easy for you to leave the ball behind when you think you are in possession of it, I guess is my point. Oh. I don't have a guy down there. That's bad. So yeah, like sometimes getting even just a pass off when a guy is near you is oh no. Oh, whew. Now we're playing soccer. Boring as hell. No one scoring. There it is. There's that football I've heard so much about. Get the pass off. Yeah, it's really tricky. You really get caught up really easily. And that guy shouldn't be able to stand there. That seems wrong. Okay, I guess if I hold on to it, they will reposition. Chest that one down and fucking go with it, man. Oh. Okay. No, you can't throw it over to that guy over there. Just that guy can't walk any closer. What? Oh God, my guy's way out of position because of video games. Yeah, so controlling the goalie the whole time. I feel like that's always been like a weird decision that a lot of games make. Like it's sensible, but it leads to situations like that where like your guy's way out of position because you're running in a direction. Like I'm running up for a long time, and so as a result, the goalie is running far away, and so you kind of have to like give up what you were doing with the other guy to be like, oh, I have to control the goalie now, and it's a weird. It's not great. Darn it. Very straightforward, but I think like of these very early sports games, I think that one feels like it has just a little bit more juice than a lot of the other ones. Unfortunately, it's soccer, so you know, scientifically speaking, soccer is one of the weakest sports in the history of sportsdom. So you're kind of, you know, it's all for naught, as they say in Old Blighty. It's not as good as Mendel Palace. It's no urban champion. Where's ice hockey on this list? I kind of want to just get a sense of... So it's better than ice hockey. I think for that reason of like, hey, you know, like there's a sensible ball control and sensible ball concepts in this game that I think a lot of other, even soccer games of the era, did a bad job with. Like I'm hesitant to call it physics, but the way you dribble the ball in this game and have it out in front of you and move it around, and open up to, it getting stolen from you, I think makes those types of possession changes a lot more sensible than they are in stuff like most hockey games. The most hockey games we would see for the 5 or 10 years after this. Even the EA hockey games didn't always give you, in the 16-bit era, didn't always give you good indications as to why the puck was being jostled loose, or, you would just get close to a guy and hit the fucking button over and over again, or you would turbo boost into them and try to slam them over, but here they treat the ball like a physical separate object and not a thing that is just magnetized to a player. And they don't have you just get up close and hit a steel button to try to jostle it loose. They give you realistic turning radiuses and direction changes. A thing that FIFA, I remember, like, oh, the animation system's so good now. This is like, in the last 10 years of them, like, well, look at the turning radius on the ball. We're so much more realistic than it was last year. And they're making a big deal about it. Like, this is kind of what they were going for back then, which is a weird thing. Because no one talks about, I don't feel like people really talk about Famicom soccer, right? I mean, it's no sensible soccer. But when we talk about classic soccer video games, like, this game doesn't really come up. I don't know that it necessarily, raises to the status of a classic. It is still a little overly straightforward. Controlling the goalie the entire time is something that other games would try later. I know there were hockey games that would try that in the years that followed, or you'd have a situation where it's like, oh, okay, auto goalie control, but then you hold a button to switch to the goalie. And, a lot of games would start to try different things along those lines. And I wish that in this situation that maybe it was a case of like, oh, you have control over the goalie the entire time, but he's going to stay inside the box. And so you're always sort of close to the goal, as opposed to like you're running up for a long time. And so your goalie is like completely out of position. That sort of stuff is tricky. The player changes on defense are not ideal. Picking your passing targets it's like a little funky. Like you rarely was I passing to the person I thought I was passing to when I would push the button there, when I could get a pass off. But like it's a solid, like it does more than you would think, I guess, for that era of sports game, for like the mid 80s sports game. When we look at what Nintendo did with baseball, and we look at, Intelligent Systems did some of this, if I remember right, but like, if we look at volleyball, if we look at some of the other kind of one word black box sports games of the era, this just feels like it has significantly more nuance than, say, baseball, than baseball does. And I think that is admirable and not what I would expect from the era, for sure. And so you gotta give it to them. They did a pretty good job with soccer. Is it better than track and field? Fuck no. Come on, let's not be stupid. But they did a real solid job with soccer. And so we're kind of in this range here. Is soccer better than Clax? Clax has blob ball, and that goes a long way. Is soccer better than Hoops? Hoops is a game, when we played Hoops, my heart broke a little bit, because I remembered really, really, really liking Hoops originally when it was new. In practice, it ended up being, a little more disappointing than I thought. but I do think hoops is a somewhat better game than soccer. And so we're looking at probably this range. This is a weird range of games here. We've got a lot of these kind of, underwhelming arcade ports thrown into the mix here. Soccer is not as good as Golgo 13. In any sense or shape. That's any form of soccer that has ever existed or will exist is not as good as Golgo 13. Duke Togo, the man. I think we can all agree. Even the most diehard footy fan, even if you are like the Goldie looking chain and are wearing your full kit, you simply must admit that Golgo 13 is better than the entire sport. Soccer's better than Kid Nicky Radical Ninja. Soccer's not as good as Spy versus Spy. I like soccer shirts, jerseys, whatever we're calling them these days. I think it's funny that the main thing on them is a fucking brand. And then for a while there, when there was some team that was sponsored by Dreamcast and you could get soccer shirts that said Dreamcast on them in big letters, I really wanted one. That's my story. Soccer, man, is soccer better than Donkey Kong? Like, no, but this version of Donkey Kong is missing a screen. It's like these Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Juniors are not great versions of that game. We're going to say that soccer is better than Pac-Man for the Famicom, but no, sorry. Soccer is better than Donkey Kong, but not as good as Spy versus Spy. It's our new number 166. I just thought it was funny that and now, I feel like that type of behavior is not as rare as it seemed. But when I first started seeing soccer shirts, kits, whatever, and they just had brands on them, it made me feel that the sport itself was cheap and shitty, because why wouldn't you put the name of the fucking team on it? You know what I mean? It just looked like garbage. But then sometimes you would see a really funny brand on one and go like, that'd be funny to have. And so like the name of the team is smaller, or they have a logo or something like that. But instead of just like saying like, hey, here's the fucking name of the fucking team, I think it's crazy. It's just fucking crazy. But now, other sports have certainly dabbled, maybe not to that full extent. But they have dabbled with trading away their own goddamn identity for the almighty dollar, the almighty pounds sterling. So there you have it, number 166. It's soccer. Those Dreamcast ones were pretty cool. I don't know. I can't think of any other brands that have been there were probably some PlayStation ones at one point, right? Surely they sponsored some team somewhere. Liverpool FC. I don't know. What the fuck is the Tottenham Hotspurs? I don't know. Next up is a game from Lysandus, who wanted to see this one. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I want to see it, but, well, here we are. from Bandai. All right, sure. Bandai. This is not. Well, Bandai, they always did the anime games, so I guess it makes sense that they would do this game from 1991, Toxic Crusaders. This is Dr. Mario ass looking menu. Island City is the home of the evil alien, Dr. Killimov. I'm surprised that Nintendo let them get away with kill 'em off and they didn't have to go with like defeat 'em off or something. Across the river is Tromaville, home of the Toxic Crusaders. I worked with the guy who wrote Tromeo and Juliet. He was he's the younger brother of one of the founders of GameSpot. He's now a working magician. The Tromaville dump. Toxie has invited everyone for dinner. He's off at the Magic Castle all the time doing his thing. Yvonne should be here already. Where are the Crusaders? Toxie's mom arrives upset. Toxie, my son, Yvonne is missing. You toxic trash. Uh-huh. Go on. Find them if you can. All right. All right, you toxic trash. Let's go to Tromaville. Oh. So is the select button like the move that drains your health because it's so good? Or is it just a better punch? Oh man, my fucking mop is already gone. Why am I hurt by toxic waste? I am toxic waste. Oh no! We're gonna make a change here, just for my own sanity. We're gonna map select to this button here. Actually, no. We're gonna leave that as Turbo B. We're gonna map this button to select. So you have two attacks, and the stronger one is on the select button, which is a choice. That's not a good button location, especially for one that it seems like you will want to hit. You know, it's one of those buttons that's like on a real NES controller is like slightly less abrasive to hit than it is on a DualSense Edge. But select is still not a good button. Like if they had put it on start and then made select the pause key, that would have been something they could have absolutely done. Why is this game so fucking weird? This feels, it just, yeah. And then conceptually, also, you're in this situation where, like, the regular B button attack, like, there's no downside to, like, it doesn't feel like you have extra startup or recovery time on the more powerful attack. I'm switching. This is the regular one. This is the more powerful one. You can tell by the audio. So it just becomes, hey, do you want to defeat these guys in one hit or like two? Because I had to punch that guy twice to get him to disappear. It's cleanup time. Oh no. I never really figured out where I needed to hit that guy. The way that Toxic Avenger was somehow retooled as a kids series is maybe one of the most egregious. Like it's up there with RoboCop in terms of like, this was not a thing for kids. Why are we? Is there a benefit to me beating those barrels up? Does anything ever come out of them? It seems like every time I take a hit, it takes one heart. Like, it's not... There's no nuance to that aspect of it. It's just, here you go. Which is fine. But these attacks are, you know, the enemy attack patterns are they really... They kind of come at you in a way that I feel like in, you know, the belt scroller genre usually doesn't do it this way. Which is to say, I think the attacks are really annoying to deal with. It's not just guys slowly walking up to you and occasionally punching. It's like these guys, like there are like many of them have ranged attacks. They're a pain in the ass to deal with. It's an unpleasant video game, but not necessarily bad. It's just like, hey, we have made enemies that are maybe a little bit out of step with what you think of as this genre, and that's interesting. I don't know, but like not, I don't know. This game doesn't feel good at all. This would be an instruction manual I'd be curious to see, just on account of like, how do they address the idea that like the select button is a more powerful punch? Why did they need that? Why didn't they just make it so all you can do? Like, what purpose does the lesser punch serve? Is it a situation where power-ups only come out if I kill guys with the regular move? Like, that would be a trade-off? That would be something they could do? But, like, why would I ever not use that other than the part where it's on the select button and it's a fucking pain in the ass to use? It's cleanup time. There. Okay. The manual apparently does not mention that the select button does this, which is even better. Yeah, Shiny posted the relevant portion of the manual, and it doesn't say anything about the select button at all. What the fuck? That's even weirder. Was it a bug? Like, yeah, I don't know. What is the... Chipon asks, is Toxic Avengers something someone should go back and watch? I can't remember if I've ever seen any of them. You know, you could watch the first one. The first one is, I would not go watch any, like, the Toxic Avenger is a decent movie for what it is. Everything after that, the sequels and, you know, all like nah. Is that a thing I can pick up? What did I... All right. Oh, I've got level 2 mop. This changes everything. Is there a particular trauma movie I'm fond of? Trauma it's not a trauma movie per se, but they put out the Carmen Electra classic Legend of the Raven. And that thing is really something else. That thing is really something else. But no, in terms of trauma, like this is years ago. This is probably 20 years ago or something now. But I remember the Trauma website was having a sale on their DVDs. They were like, we're blowing out DVDs. And I bought one of everything because it was like $3, you know, it was like some insane low number. And so, you know, a couple weeks later in the mail, like a box with like 25 or 30 DVDs shows up, and I'm like, great. And I'm like, oh wait, I don't really want to watch. I don't really want to watch any of these. Yeah, the trauma stuff is it's fine. I'm not really partial to it. It's I love that it exists. I love that Lloyd Kaufman was able to do as much as he did. Lloyd Kaufman to me feels like he has this like Paul Heyman-esque legacy where like there are people who are mad at him over money stuff and thing, you know, like there's a lot of stuff over the years that is like, yeah, Lloyd Kaufman really fucked some people over and is that, you know. But then some of those same people will be like, but I love that guy. I worked with him and it was so much fun to do. And he, you know, he screwed me over, but that guy, you know, he's like one of those guys. You could play this. I wouldn't, but you could. I am. It's like there's nothing stopping you from playing this, but man, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm having like a good time. It's like a very run-of-the-mill, below average game of this type. And the way it handles combat and your attacks and stuff is just bizarre by having the select button be a more powerful attack. It feels like a bug. Also, for whatever reason, I cannot push down to... I cannot pick... There we go. Okay. It just took a while for it to register. Oh, man. Fuck you. What was it? 9562? Is that... burger, chicken, hot dog. My mop. My mop. You know, I'll give it to them. Like some of these attacks are just kind of a pain in the ass to deal with, and it's more than I can say for a lot of games of this type, especially at the lower end of the quality arc for these types of games. Like, you know, this is at least the enemies are a pain in the ass to deal with. It's not just a full-on cakewalk. I mean, you know, it's not hard. I'll put it this way. Like, if I was playing this with the level of patience that it requires, it would not be hard, but boy, I don't want to do that. How about that? I do not want to play this game in any way other than the way I am playing it. And if that means I do not get to level 3, that's okay. Like, that guy just jumped in and hit me immediately, you know? I didn't really have... Like, I was even trying to react, trying to move out of the way. Maybe if I had jumped, but... Okay. Now we're gaming. That's weird. Oh no! It's like, I wonder if I can hit these windows, like punch them. Ah! Yeah, the vertical movement could be a little bit better in terms of just like helping you dodge some stuff, I guess I would say. Oh, it's cleanup time. Cool. More motorcycles that go brrr. I'm having trouble envisioning a way to hit this guy without getting hit in the process. But that's okay. We're done playing the Toxic Crusaders. It's a strange, again, a strange license, and a weird game. Like, it's not, you know, a lot of bad games are saddled with like really sluggish movement or just like bad feel. That game at least feels peppy, like you're moving at a reasonable pace. Your attacks come out when you push the button. It feels very responsive, which I think a lot of bad games, you know, like that's a problem in a lot of bad games of this era, is just like the action on screen falling behind your input or whatever. And this is pretty good at being peppy. I'll give it that much. Like, there's aspects of it that I wish were a little bit better in terms, like I said, the vertical movement could be a little bit faster to make it a little bit easier to dodge some of those attacks that are coming in. The level 1 mop feels useless. Level 2 mop gives you that, you know, a ranged attack, which is kind of cool. But yeah. The run-of-the-mill enemies are a pain in the ass. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just kind of like, it makes it more frustrating than you would think it would be normally. And it gives the game, but it gives the game a little bit of difficulty because it wouldn't have any otherwise. They're pretty fast with their attacks, I guess, is my point. Like, those guys will have like primarily ranged attacks, but when you get close, they'll hit you with the bucket or whatever, and that stuff comes out faster than you would think for a game of this type. And so I kind of have to say that is kind of a cool aspect of this, is that you have to pay attention. It's not an autopilot game. You can't just like fall asleep and mash the button or whatever. It's very odd that they would give you a more powerful attack and that they would map it to the select key. I think that's insane. I think that's insane. It's not good. It's weird. You know, in these modern times, we can remap these buttons and you know, play the game in a way that feels a little bit more normal. But like, that's just a bizarre. Again, like I said, even if they had made it the start button, which would be closer to your thumb, and made the select button the pause button, that would be a better option than what they went with. But then on top of that, it's not mentioned in the manual really. And so with that, you know, with it not being mentioned, like, was that something they accidentally left in? Is that like, what's the situation there? You know, is it something where they, you know, were they originally going to let you turn the mop on and off with the select button, but instead, you know, I don't know. We can only guess at the motives behind those sorts of control things, I suppose. But the end result is that it ends up feeling pretty bad because the basic attack is underpowered for the combat that you are faced with, because you're faced with 3 to 4 enemies at a time. I think it's more like 3, more like exactly 3. I don't know. I don't remember seeing 4 now that I think about it. But because you've got enemies coming at you on both sides, the attack that takes multiple hits to hit is going to leave you way more open, and they are pretty fast at coming at you. And so this weird select key, you know, kind of strong attack input ends up being the only input. It's just bizarre. Not necessarily bad, but like just kind of a weird mess. It's kind of a weird mess. Now, where does that put it on our list? You know, it's not as good as Clash at Demon Head. It's no Magician. It's certainly no Die Hard. Obviously no Rambo. Like, it's not as, you know, it's no Dirty Harry. But you know, I guess, like, is it better or worse than Dino War's destruction of Spondylaus? Yeah, you can walk up and down in this game, like, you know, but you don't. The closest you get to turning into a dinosaur in this game is that you collect the mop. And that's not a, you know, a great additional attack. Like, it's not as good, but it's close. Is it better or worse than like a Milan's Secret Castle? A Milan's Secret Castle? You know, your friend Milan has the power of music on his side, and he can bump head to find box. And that's important. That's a better game than the Toxic Crusaders. Or I guess just Toxic Crusaders. But like, okay, yeah, it's worse than The Legend of Kage. It's worse than Spiritual Warfare. But like, it's better than Fist of the North Star. It's better than that Porta 720. It's better than Isolated Warrior. I'm gonna say it's better than Pinball, but it's not as good as Isolated Warrior. Yeah. Yeah. It's our new number 216. Toxic Crusaders. That game's, you know, it's better than you would think, I guess I would say, about it as well. You know, it's very easy to look at that and go, man, what a terrible fucking license, and like what a miserable experience top to bottom. But like, you know, there are a lot of bad games out there. And Toxic Crusaders somewhere in the middle here. You could do a lot worse than Toxic Crusaders. In fact, we have. It's all down here. Time Lord, you know, Power Punch 2, Back to the Future 2 and 3. There's a lot of really crummy stuff in there. All right, last game up here. Shiny wanted to see this one. And it is called Vice Project Doom from your friends at American Sammy. Look at this prosperous, ripe world. All of it an open market at my command. Yes, the future of these people depends upon me. Jacobs, update me on the status of Project Doom. Yes, sir. Progress is as scheduled. However, one small problem. One of the subjects has escaped. And we haven't been able to locate it yet. Find it and cancel it. Find it and cancel it. How is he doing? He spends most of his time with them. Should I bring him to you? It may be about time. This is a great... No, leave him alone. He will come, just as I did 30 years ago. He went through the no-nut 90s. Press start button. Heart, Maniac loose in Area D. Nice and easy. I gotcha. Oof. I picked up big meat. This is fucking janky as shit. Like just the movement of it is so uneven. Like the game is constantly slowing down, and it makes it feel terrible. Which is a shame because this is cool. But like even just anytime the road widens out, it just gets slow. If there's things on the screen. How many cars are going to shoot out of this truck? That thing blew up for a long time. Oh well, should have surrendered when he had the chance. That's so badass. We've got records of his hands. His fingers were twisted. He was throwing up the W. He had two twisted in the middle with the thumb tucked. It's like everything here is so vague. It's kind of awesome. Did that guy have a metal mohawk? Oh, late title card. Fucking amazing. Anyway. Okay, we do have limited ammo, so. Oh, I didn't realize we were fighting ghosts. What the fuck? You asshole. Okay, so G is grenades. Ah. I appreciate their use of the official Castlevania life meter. Big knockback. Big knockback. You do have some air control during that knockback. All right, cutting them up, cutting them up. Oh, oh. Jesus. I like that I can stand on them as they're flying. I think that's cool. It's fucking crazy. What's going on around here? Sorry, it's me, Sophia. Christy asked me to check out that stuff. And what I've been able to find all leads to Kim Ron. Oh shit, not Kim Ron. Kim Ron is ill. And he practices black magic. Kim Ron and the rest of the dip set. Good background art and stuff, you know. Like it's got a nice look to it overall. This is Donkey Kong Jr. ass shit. Ah, jeez. Can Can I just go to the right and make it? No, whatever. Weird giant punk rockers crawling around on their hands and knees. Have you considered eating hot grenade? Yeah, it's not going to work out in my favor on this one. Oh, boy. All the way back here, huh? Okay, I gotta get enough distance to... Yeah, this guy's fucking ripping me up, man. I wonder if my sword... Can I... Well, I can't do anything with that, but... I was gonna say, I wonder if I could use the sword to bat away his initial, like, ranged attack. Try a little bit more of this. This game is pretty sick. You know, the gun is not great. The grenades are a little bit better in terms of just lasting damage, like, you know, for those situations. But like as far as like a game that is not like Castlevania or Ninja Gaiden or like Shatterhand or something, you know, like it's... And again, it's got a relentless vibe to it in that these fuckers come for you. Like, they are constantly running at you and fucking your shit up, and like they're, you know, they are... It is not like an inch forward, see what you kind of do game in some of these situations, because you've constantly got dudes coming at you. And the knockback is, you know, it is what it is, so you kind of have to contend with that as well. Big meat. Great. I think games that have you have multiple weapons all the time and you have to toggle through them with select, like I'm kind of glad that like it's one of the things that we have gotten away from just by virtue of having more buttons on a controller. I guess I could be up here. Yeah, this is going to take a little bit more, like, patience and thought than I have, like, right this second. So I bet we're not going to... I bet this is as far as we're going to go. Oh, boy. Especially... Okay. Looks like if I'm close, I can duck under those fireballs. Oh, needed to get up there just a little bit sooner. Okay. Yes. Yes, Vice. It's got a great feel to it. The knockback is, kind of tough but fair insofar as you obviously have the ability to kind of, you can move. You do have a little bit of air control on a knockback. So that certainly helps. You kind of wish the range on the gun was a little bit better, but I guess the grenades are there for that. Like they go a little bit further, and so the balance of that probably makes sense if we really sat down and thought about it. But the short term thought is that the gun, the range on the gun just makes it a little less useful. Well, it's like the gun would be useful in situations where it's definitely useful, and that's it. It doesn't feel like something you would just walk around with because, enemies are coming at you so quickly that your sword attack seems to be more than adequate, through the normal parts of the level. And so it's really about just like, okay, what do I need for this boss fight? What's the right item to use here if there is one, or am I just crouching and going for it? Neat game, cool backgrounds, good music, ridiculous story, and it's got a little bit of driving thrown in there too. The driving stuff not great, like some slowdown, and just kind of like a bad vertical scrolling shooter if we really break it down, but it's at least stylish, and I think that really helps it. So yeah, man, Vice, Project Doom. It's better than Wall Street Kid. It's better than Gilligan's Island. It's certainly better than 1942. It's better than this version of Pinbot. Is it a better game than Hidelight? I guess so. Hidelight is such a special game. It's better than Xevious, the Avenger. Not to be confused with Xevious. It's better than this port of California Games. I was playing some California Games on the Lynx the other day. What a great game. What a great game that Lynx version is. Is it better than like SCAT, Special Cybernetic Attack Team, which is, like a game that is like feels like in a similar space? It's like what? Like SCAT, Vice, Shatterhand. If these are all the same games at the end of the day. That's not true at all. But you know what I mean. Like there are games like this that have that kind of like under the radar. When they get brought up, people go like, "Oh no, dude, Vice Project Doom is fucking sick, man. No, Shadow of the Ninja is fucking great. Yeah, Power Blade is like this short list of games in the kind of like action platformer, whatever sort of thing that all kind of blend together in terms of the way they are discussed, but they certainly have their own nuances. Vice is better than Kabuki Quantum Fighter. It's better than Double Dragon 1. I am forced to admit that Vice Project Doom is better than Strider. But man, this is tough territory now. Is it better than the Battle of Olympus? Yeah. It's better than Gradius. It is. Kickmaster, I feel like is one of those games I was talking about that like doesn't get talked about. Codename Viper. That was the other one I was thinking of. It's funny that all three of them have ended up right here. Vice is better than Xanac. It's better than Trojan. It's better than Shatterhand. Like, it's better than Shatterhand. It's better than Power Blade. But it's not better than Codename Viper. This is our new number 40. This is our new number 40. Vice. Project. Doom. Oh, nice to have some good games in there occasionally. Let's take a last look at the list here for today. 413 games strong. At the bottom here, Raid 2020. What's around the middle of the list? What's around the 200 line here? Oh, all right, 200 here. We got this Dino Wars, Destruction of Spondylus. And kind of this mid list. These are some mid list games. I wonder if that will hold. You know, obviously we've got hundreds of games left to go. But as we work our way up here, we've got Vice Project Doom here at number 40. Congratulations. And then, of course, our top 10, Mega Man 2, Bionic Commando, Super Mario Brothers, Rygar, River City Ransom, Super Mario Brothers 2, DuckTales, Contra, Baseball Stars, and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It's a hell of a list. That is a hell of a list. If you want to add games to the list and influence the order of the list, now's the time. We'll be back next Friday with more. Head on over to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann and join the advisory panel today. Or there are multiple tiers at your disposal. If you want to add free podcast, that's there at the first tier. No ads on the podcast. That's hot business right there. Some bonus shows on top of that. You know, you get some stuff. Tell your friends. Let the world know where the power lies. Patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll be back on Tuesday with the podcast. And then, we'll see what happens from there, man. Have a good one. Bye.